Are you smarter than a speedrunner? Minecraft speedrunners are generally pretty smart.
What is this? Why is Potato calling me?
Being able to effectively anticipate and deal with whatever the game throws at you is an invaluable skill. But today, I'm flipping the script and will be putting these speedrunners in situations they could not possibly ever anticipate. Gradient Gauntlet is a custom seed tournament where I take standard Minecraft seeds and transform them into something completely different. This tournament forces players to think on their feet and rewards creative strategies. This is seed 3 out of 6, and if you want to see how the participants had to deal with wrong structures, crazy loot, and insane spawns, then check out part 1, linked in the description. Players get points for completing a seed, and extra bonus points depending on how well they place. Japonk and Aquacord are currently tied for first place with 8 points, with Mr. Budgie and Saravel trailing behind with 7 and 6 points respectively. This seed will push the runner's problem-solving skills to the limits, because it may not look like it, but this seed is an escape room in disguise. And as a fun game to you, the viewer, I want to see if you are able to solve the puzzle before any of the runners are able to. So let's get right into it.
I see some obsidian, some interesting houses.
The runners load into a village seed. There's a lot to take in here, so let me break it down for you. The village houses look like they were made by the 3 little pigs, but most of these materials aren't very important. I put in the seed notes that there is both a nether enter and over 30 iron in the village, meaning that there has to be a method to this madness. But apart from these strange houses, the runners have absolutely no reason to expect that anything is awry.
Really? It's not this house. 30 plus iron, they said.
This village has a blacksmith, and much to the runners' disappointment, it contains nothing useful. But at this point, the runners would have all seen these 4 iron blocks, and combined them with a stone pickaxe. Right? Well, this is where the escape room part of the seed comes into play. These runners have been trapped this entire seed, and are only starting to realize it now. As soon as they try to craft a pickaxe,
Chyba rozumiem, co tu się dzieje.
it gets instantly enchanted with Silk Touch.
Oh! What the f...
Any stone they try to mine will stay as stone as opposed to the cobblestone the runners so desire, making it impossible to upgrade their pickaxe. This is the escape puzzle. Figure out how to get cobblestone. Trying to disenchant the wooden pickaxe with a grindstone just results in it being enchanted again as soon as it's selected.
What?
All the cobblestone that would typically generate in this village has been replaced by another material. These houses weren't random. This was by design.
I get Silk Touch. That's fine. Wait. It's not fine. I can't figure this out. I can't figure this out.
Bro. What do you do? What do you do?
You can't mine this with a wood pick, right? No, I'm not tweaking. You can't do that.
I just don't know. I'm just gonna go, like, look for another structure. I don't...
Have you figured it out yet? If you haven't, don't worry. The first one to figure out the solution to this puzzle was Voxio, taking him 30 seconds. But before I tell you what he did, I have to tell you what he didn't do. A few ways the runners could have gotten cobblestone are using creeper explosions in a cave or finding different structures. However, these options are unreliable at best and could kill their chances at winning the tournament at worst. While typical escape rooms use bedrock walls or adventure mode to confine the player to a specific area, this custom seed has neither. But don't get it twisted. While it may look like the runners have free range of the entire world, that is not the case. Instead of bedrock walls, the runners are trapped by each other, as well as the 25-minute timer they have to complete the seed. If the runners attempt to go for either of these dodgy strategies, they will not only lose time to the other runners who figure out the intended solution, but may lose precious tourney points they need to reach the finals. Anyways, back to Voxio.
Attends, what?
As soon as he sees that his tools are enchanted with Silk Touch, he quickly realizes he needs cobblestone. After examining a few houses, he does this.
J'ai un plan. J'ai un plan, la team. Smart ou pas? Je suis quasi sûr que c'est pas la intended, mais ça marche super bien.
Equipped with the stone pickaxe, he is the first to get iron and is able to create his nether portal using lava from the farm as well as obsidian from one of the houses. Voxio has a huge lead right now, but Japonk is right on his tail, having also made the cobblestone generator. But wait, what happens if the runners aren't able to figure out that you need to build a cobblestone generator? There's another way to reliably get cobblestone, which I'll get to later. But I also gave the runners an easy out. There's nothing stopping the runners from simply spawning the iron golem by replacing the pumpkin. This guarantees that they will be able to at least enter the nether, but makes them lose out on an iron pickaxe, which is vital for speedruns, as well as better tools, shears for blocks in the form of leaves, or even armor. Spawning and killing the golem is a white flag, admitting defeat against the puzzle and having to deal with a lower quality speedrun as punishment. Several players end up taking the guaranteed 4 iron from the golem, but fastest of all is Jacko, who is able to enter the nether third behind Japonk and Voxio, albeit with much worse quality. The runners spawn on top of a bridge bastion, which would normally be excellent, but Voxio and Japonk realize that something is wrong.
Piglin był w tym bastionie. Co, Piglin was here? Someone stole the chalice.
I had removed the chalice. Voxio is able to spot it, but Japonk isn't.
Pourquoi ma chalice elle est là-bas?
Jacko, on the other hand, wasn't even concerned with the location of the chalice, because he had to loot the bastion chest for iron, but after doing so, this happens. Jacko falls off the bastion, but survives on half a heart. This was crazy to watch back, because the drop from the rampart should have killed him, but since he placed these pumpkins, he was able to narrowly avoid death, similar to how 97% of people who watch my videos avoid the subscribe button. If you're in the 3%, then hey, thank you. The amount of support on my last video has been incredible, and words can't describe how grateful I am. Thank you. Voxio makes the trek to the chalice and gets all 16 gold blocks. Meanwhile, Japonk, having not seen the chalice, decides to play the bastion. The backup blocks and chest gold add up to 8 gold blocks, far less than the 16 that is promised by the chalice, and if this bastion wasn't rough enough, I had added traps to the 2 most common ways runners access the right triple.
O kurwa.
Fils de pute! Ah, j'ai peur!
And this is where we see a huge difference in routes. Voxio is easily in the best position. He has the entire chalice to trade, meaning he will get far more pearls and explosives than his adversaries, which could very well lead to a faster endgame. Japonk has less gold to trade than the others, but also had a better quality overworld than Jacko. Jacko is in a very rough position. He had the worst quality overworld and came very close to dying on 2 separate occasions. And while he was able to get all the gold from the chalice, he had very few pigs, meaning that his route was going to be slow. Jacko knows he's behind, so he decides to make a play. He leaves to go to the blaze spawner while his pigs are still trading, overlapping his trades with collecting blaze rods. Voxio and Japonk are able to finish their trades, and due to the gold block discrepancy, Voxio has over a stack of pearls and 2 extra explosives over Japonk. But wait, this won't matter. The fort is only 1 pearl throw away. As long as Japonk is able to conserve his pearls for the endgame, he'll be fine. And the explosive difference is non-existent. Japonk got 5 beds from the village, which is normally a ludicrous amount of beds to get in a typical speedrun, but because of this, Japonk and Voxio have the exact same explosive count, meaning that Japonk is able to save all the time he lost in the overworld and more due to not needing to go out of his way for the chalice and not needing to trade as much gold.
Tam jest chalice, what the f... Nieważne, mam eksplo.
J'allais dire, j'ai l'impression qu'il y a un truc qui va pas.
After dealing with a slightly silly blaze spawner, Japonk and Voxio are able to leave the nether to find the stronghold, and Jacko is able to return to his trades and do the same from the bastion. This doesn't add any variance, as they are all headed to the same stronghold.
Expected?
This stronghold was very hot, but upon entering the end, the runners would find themselves in a sticky situation. Japonk enters the end first for the 2nd time in this tournament, riding the time save he acquired in the bastion. Voxio is the next to enter the end. And his dragon flies mid-zero cycle, but even if he were to hit it, it would not have mattered. Japonk was able to get a perch and finish in first place. Voxio luckily still had enough explosives to defeat the dragon, and was able to get 2nd. The same couldn't be said for Mr. Budgie, someone who was always slightly behind the pack this seed, and was left with 3 explosives and no bow after the dragon flew.
That's not good.
If he pushed for a higher height and hit the 0 cycle, he would have stolen 3rd place from Jacko, who was able to overcome everything the seed threw at him and finish in the top 3. Mousy and Andronicus take 4th and 5th place, rounding out the top 5. This seed shook things up. Several of the top players would either end up receiving low or no points. Eric had to full reset 9 minutes into the seed, but was able to redeem themselves by being the only participant to hit the 0 cycle. This seed pushed the runners' mental capabilities to their limits, and most of them weren't even able to figure out that you needed to make a cobble gem. But that didn't stop runners from getting cobblestone, and it's all my fault. While putting the finishing touches on the seed, I made sure there wasn't a single piece of cobblestone in the entire village. But I messed up. There was one house I forgot to double check, and some of the runners were able to find this and skip the intended puzzle. This just goes to show how important it is to check your work. Adding up the total points, Japonk has a very comfortable 1st and is very likely to reach the finals. And there is a 3-way tie for 3rd place. Any of these runners can realistically reach the finals, but only 4 will make it. Thank you for watching. This is part 2 of my multi-part series covering my Gradient Gauntlet tournament. If you want to play this custom seed yourself, join my Discord, where I post all my custom seeds and escape rooms. I recently posted a harder version of the same custom seed shown in this video. If you want to support the channel, the easiest way to do so is by subscribing, as well as leaving a like and a nice comment. Thank you for all the support on my previous video. It means the world to me. Stay tuned for part 3, which will include the finale of Gradient Gauntlet.